Call pound 250 and say CRN Talk.
Chief Justice Roberts, a Bush 43 appointee, has now twice saved Obamacare. First, he called it a tax, even though Obama sold it as a penalty. Now Roberts again saves Obamacare by interpreting the words established by the states to mean established by the state or federal government. Jonathan Gruber, the architect of Obamacare, said it was written this way to squeeze the states into forming these exchanges by offering tax credits to the citizens of those states only if that state set up an exchange. No state exchange, meaning that state citizens have to use the federal exchange, and no tax credits for you. That simple, that clear. In his dissent, Antonin Scalia said, we should start calling this law SCOTUS care. So, is Obamacare here to stay? Well, if a Democrat wins in 2016, yes, it is. This has been Larry Elder with an Elder Minute.
Hello, everybody. Paul Michael Horn here to tell you a bit about what's coming up on the next What's Cooking show.
Famed restaurateur and Iron Chef Jahangir Mehta is going to be here. He's going to talk about the James Beards Foundation Better Burger Project, where you put mushrooms in the burger and cut calories and a lot more just in time for our big 4th of July barbecue. Steve, the movie guy, is going to tell you about the weekend movies. And Monday morning, Leslie Tellis has got a new book out called Eat Mexico. We're going to compare inland Mexico foods with coastal foods. All this and more on What's Cooking.
Live across America, the PM Show with Mike Horn on CRN Digital Talk Radio.
Hey, welcome everybody to the weekend edition of the PM Show. I'm Paul Stern, getting it done here today for Michael Horn. Got Tomas, my trusty sidekick, along in studio. Hey, Tomas, how you doing?
I'm doing well.
Okay, we got quite a barn burner blockbuster of a program in store today.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of stories and topics to get on into. We'll be touching on, I guess, Donald Trump. He made a presidential announcement. At about the same time he made a presidential announcement, he insulted, I guess, Mexico. So we'll find out what that is all about. Something to do with the Miss Universe organization. So that pageant that Trump happens to put on. So we'll find out what that's all about. I'm sure you got the story. Get on into some other issues of the day. I don't know how many of our listeners are into the Fox News, but Fox News has laid off Bob Beckel.
You know, I don't know him, Bob, for whatever reason.
Kind of the token liberal, the token Democrat over at Fox News. I think he had an addiction issue, so hopefully he'll get the treatment and the help that he needs, and we'll see him again at some point in time, hopefully.
Well, you know, sometimes you have people that are in front of a camera, in front of a mic, and sometimes they can't handle the stress.
A lot of pressure.
Yeah, it is. So we'll see what happens.
There have been a lot of DJs that have played rock music, and I don't know if it had anything to do with the pressure, but they had addiction issues too.
I think that's that's another issue altogether. I think with DJs, they have this situation called ego.
Oh.
They let their ego sometimes get in the way, you know, when people say, oh, you're such a good disc jockey, especially the ladies. And then they get a little crazed, you know. So I think that's part of their problem.
I was listening to the news just the other day, and they were talking about the rehab doctor, Dr. Drew Pinsky. And I guess he had formerly... is he still at? I guess he isn't at a rock station, but he was once at a rock station where he did his program Loveline. And apparently, according to a lot of these reports, a lot of these insiders at the station, there was a free flow, if you will, of illicit drugs going about the air staff and amongst all the particulars.
You know something? I wouldn't doubt that for that particular station. Unfortunately, again, and I won't mention any call letters or names here, but sometimes rock and roll and radio has a tendency of attracting the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Yeah, they call it, I guess, living on the edge to a certain degree, but it's an edge that probably better left untouched.
Definitely, I agree.
Even a guy that did a show here apparently spoke out. I mean, the Dr. Drew story was that I guess the issue that came about was that he denied ever using what they called, I guess, these illegal drugs, and that it came out that people that were in and around the station where he was said that isn't true. We saw him do it. And then he came out and said, well, I said what I said because I didn't want my children to know about some of these less than admirable habits and times of my life.
Really?
That was the excuse. So he actually admitted to being dishonest, but he was dishonest for so-called greater good.
I tend to disagree with that, because sooner or later your family is going to find out one way or the other, whether it's the wife or the kids.
Oh, everybody seems that almost everybody that station has spoken out about this issue, and to the point where I think nobody really even cares.
CRN Digital Talk Radio.
You'll get more floor for less money at Lumber Liquidators with incredible deals on over 400 beautiful full warranty floors from just 49 cents. This week at 5-inch wide pre-finished oak hardwood for under $1 and gorgeous click strand bamboo for $2.29. It's easy to install and 2 times harder than red oak. Plus save as much as 45% on high quality laminate and vinyl wood plank and get 12-month special financing. Get more floor for less money with unbelievable deals on top quality hardwood. Visit lumberliquidators.com today to find a store near you.
For all of you out there who've already signed up for Rite Aid's new Wellness Plus with Plenty card, we'd like to say thanks a million. Actually, thanks millions with an S. Because to date, Plenty members have earned millions of dollars worth of Plenty points, which can be used for savings at Rite Aid and certain Plenty partners. So get in, get your new card, and get online to finish signing up at Plenty.com. Then use your points for savings today with Wellness Plus with Plenty at Rite Aid. With us, it's personal. Terms and conditions apply. Learn more at Plenty.com.
Welcome back, everybody, to the PM Show, Weekend Edition. I'm Paul Stern. That is Tomas.
Hello.
Michael Horn on assignment. This Donald Trump, he recently came forward as a candidate for president, and again, as I mentioned earlier, about at the same time, he, I guess, made some insulting remarks about Mexican immigrants. What is the story here, Tomas?
Yes, it's his comments on immigration has caused trouble for the Miss Universe organization and the broadcasts with Univision. And they're saying that when Mexico sends its people, they're not selling their best, he said. They're bringing drugs, they're bringing crime, they're rapists. I have to stop right here.
Yeah, that isn't a nice thing to say. I don't even want to say whether it's true or not. Even just the fact that you're saying it, I think, is a little bit misleading, because that's not a nice thing to say, and it's probably not true.
No, well, he's opening
his
mouth before he thinks about it.
It's a generalization. You could say that about any country.
Yeah, exactly. All countries have their problems. This one, Mexico, Russia, South America, some nations have more problems than others, but we all have our problems. If you want to articulate on a particular situation, you need to say, okay, I hold the government responsible for this or that, but in sort of a nicer way than what Trump did. You can't just, he sort of reminds me of shotgun, that you're just aiming and shooting and you get a whole bunch of buckshot coming out. You can't do that.
Well, yeah, he really likes to kind of, go overboard to a certain degree, and I think he did. He certainly, he heated things up, and now he's going to suffer the consequences because, the Univision doesn't want to air, the Miss Universe, the pageant.
Right, in Espanol. And come on, you got to understand that certain countries have a certain amount of influence with big business. My feeling is the nation, the government in particular, took offense at what Donald Trump said. They made a call to Univision and says, we don't want you to air this program. That's it.
There you go. And, of course, Trump plays it off like it's no big deal, but, of course, it's a big deal.
Of course it is.
Very big deal. Univision's a very important network there that communicates to the people not only of Mexico, but internationally.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I think Trump made a mistake, and, of course, he won't admit it, so we'll just see what happens next.
Well, yeah, and then he's going to try to bring legal action against anybody who doesn't carry it. Even NBC, they're saying that they disagree with Donald on a number of issues concerning what he said. Now, okay, let's say NBC cancels out. He's going to take up legal action against NBC. But how is he going to take legal action against Univision? He can't. Unless he hires, he's going to have to hire a Mexican attorney to do it, and it won't happen.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to take legal action against anybody.
Thank you.
And I'd be surprised now that if Donald Trump aligns himself with this pageant the way that he has, I wouldn't be surprised if NBC decides not to air the program.
Well, I think what he needs to do, since he's a presidential candidate, is disavow himself from being a chief operating officer of the pageant and any of his other businesses until, it's determined that he's president or he's not going to be a president.
Well, needless to say, the Miss Universe pageant this year has more heat on it than a jalapeno pepper. There we go.
I concur.
Patrick McNee, a star of the 1960s TV series The Avengers, has passed away.
Oh, it's such a shame. I remember him and Dinah Rigg doing that show. One of my favorite shows of all time.
No kidding. See, I actually, got to be perfectly honest, I don't recall ever watching the program, and I don't think that I've seen it ever in reruns, so it's one that I might have missed along the way, so I feel kind of a little bit left out, but I remembered him. I think most of our audience, or perhaps some of our younger listeners, will remember him from the part that he played in the rockumentary This Is Spinal Tap.
I don't seem to remember that one. He
played Sir Dennis Eaton Hogg, the head of Polymer Records. Kind of a memorable performance if you are a fan of I think that was a Rob Reiner production, one of those Rob Reiner deals.
I think it might have been. But
I think it was Rob Reiner.
I never did see that, but I always remember of the Avengers and what, the work he did. Matter of fact, I think he was copied by a couple other series. I'm trying to think. The one that NBC did. Remington Steele sort of reminds me a little bit of the Avengers in its style.
Well, I'll have to check it out, and then I'll check it out the Remington Steele and see if I can kind of see the comparison. Kind of interesting. Sad passing. I hate to say this, but always kind of life goes on, and so it goes. Dick Van Patten from 8 Is Enough has passed away.
Yeah.
One of the all-time great TV dads.
Oh, yes, he was.
Although, where did a lot of the cast members of that particular program, did they get into a lot of trouble?
Yes, I believe.
I think they had some. They had some problems, if I'm not mistaken. But Dick Van Patten, he went on to a business involving pet food.
Mm-hmm. He did. Natural pet food. Matter of fact, the name escapes me, but I know that he was one of the very first people that got involved with natural pet food.
I think it was actually made fresh, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, it was.
And delivered to your homes. I think they still have. I think the company is still in business today. I don't know if Dick Van Patten was as involved in more recent years. I think he might have, for what I know, perhaps he might have sold the company, perhaps. But they always had that same vision and pride in offering a quality product for the pets out there. And Dick Van Patten, a very strong supporter of animal rights.
I believe as well, wasn't he one of the few chief operating officers that also gave a percentage of the profits of the product to pet charities?
I do believe so.
Rehabilitation centers?
I do believe so. I went to I recently got a dog, and I picked up the dog at a local shelter as a rescue, and they gave me a bag of the Dick Van Patten pet food to take home. So
great.
I think they probably did that as a promotional kind of an outreach to the no-kill shelters.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, people would pick up the pets, and they'd experience the pet food, and they go pick it up at the supermarket because their dogs liked it.
By the way, we have a couple of great programs dealing with pets and, things having to do with the community and shelters and no-kill shelters. Of course, we have Rescue Radio on Saturday at noon Pacific, and also Critter Radio Sunday at noon Pacific.
We do have a couple of good animal-oriented programs here on the weekends here at CRN Digital Talk.
Indeed. They're great.
Definitely recommend checking them out if you haven't checked them out already.
So we're going to be back with more. This is the PM Show. I'm Tomas. That's Paul Stern. We're filling in for Michael Horn, who is on assignment. And this is the weekend edition. We'll be back with more here on CRN Digital Talk Radio.
CRN travelers, relax at the beautiful Fountain Grove Inn and Conference Center in Santa Rosa, California. Come to quality and come to luxury. Experience the newly renovated guest rooms. They're generously sized and they're decorated in the Tuscan tradition. They have great, incredible pillow-top mattresses, luxurious linens, and down-filled comforters. The Fountain Grove Inn also offers complimentary Wi-Fi and internet access. There's warm cookies and coffee every evening in the hotel lobby, and you can visit the newly remodeled Equus Restaurant and Equus Lounge with its new wine bar. It's the ideal place to relax and enjoy a glass of wine and watch our What's Cooking on Wine show on CRN with host Larry Van Alst on Wednesdays. It's the Fountain Grove Inn, Hotel, and Conference Center located in the heart of Sonoma wine country. It's easily located in Santa Rosa off the 101 Fountain Grove Parkway exit. Call 707-578-6101. That's 707-578-6101 or visit fountaingroveinn.com.
It's easy to start decluttering, get distracted, and never finish. Professional organizer Nicole Anzia.
Finishing a task completely is really important. As soon as you've decided what can be tossed, throw it in the trash. As soon as you've decided what can be donated, figure out where you're going to take it within the day. Put it in your car so it's already there and you're already halfway done, so that you feel a sense of accomplishment and so that it's easy to pick up where you left off.
When you leave those piles in the house, you're not showing off your real progress.
When there are two people in a relationship and one does not want to start the process of decluttering and downsizing, one person really has to take the lead. And then oftentimes the people who are sort of more apprehensive about getting rid of things really start to get on board.
If not, do a rough start off something small, hand it to your partner, and ask him or her to finish up. Anzia's website is neatnik.org. That's neatnik.org. That's Primetime Focus, brought to you by AARP. I'm Aileen Ellis.
What are you going to do with your old car? You can try selling it, you could junk it, or you could donate it to Heritage for the Blind. Your car will be towed away for free, and your donation is tax deductible. Just call 1-800-785-9618. Heritage for the Blind accepts cars, vans, trucks, and boats. It doesn't matter if your vehicle runs or not. It will be towed away for free, and you'll be supporting those that need help. Heritage for the Blind is a nonprofit organization that helps the visually impaired live fuller lives. Call right now to donate your car, and as a special thank you for calling, you'll receive a free 3-day vacation voucher to many exciting locations. Call Heritage for the Blind right now, 1-800-785-9618. Donating is easy, and your vehicle is towed away for free. Plus, you'll get a free vacation voucher. Call now, 1-800-785-9618. That's 1-800-785-9618.
Welcome back, everybody, to the PM Show Weekend Edition. I'm Paul Stern. That is Tomas. Michael Ford on assignment. This week in the good news, Supreme Court, of course, big decision on, what is it, gay marriage.
Yes. It was 5-4.
5-4.
Yeah.
The Justice Kennedy, the swing judge.
Mm-hmm.
And going with, throughout the United States, actually. Those states that had not yet gotten on, the gay marriage bandwagon now will be forced to get on the bandwagon, so to say. They'll have to accept and honor those marriages that are that have taken place.
And I know that I've heard some comments on our Salem News that some of the Christian authorities and people are not too thrilled with this particular decision. They feel that, it's something that shouldn't have been dealt with in that particular way. But, myself, being a Christian person, like we were talking, before we came on mic, you can't mix spirituality or religion with politics, because the governments are going to go by the will of the people, no matter who they are. So you're not going to, for certain Christians to force their beliefs on people that are not feeling or acting a certain way is wrong, going through the government, okay? Because the government, again, is going to deal with what is best for the majority of people in this nation.
Yeah. And I think, whatever anybody personally believes about one subject or another, you're entitled to your own personal opinion. But so far as the law goes, so far as this country goes, there have been times in our nation's past when the federal government has to say, this is the way it's gonna be, like it or not.
Well, all governments throughout time has had that particular opinion. I mean, that was one of the reasons why there was, shall we say, a compromise with bringing in, political-minded people and more spiritual-minded people, even way back in Rome. And they wind up forming an association that basically served the people spiritually as well as politically. I won't go into any particular details, but I mean, it's always been that case with politics throughout the span of time.
I know a lot of people try to bring up states' rights and everything like that, but I know it wasn't too long ago that I guess there was forced integration of public schools.
Yeah.
And the federal government had to get involved because there were certain states that said, no, we're not going to integrate our schools. We're not going to have black children and white children go to school together. Mm-hmm. And the federal government said, no, that's not the way it's going to be. And we're going to bring in the federal troops, and they're going to make it happen. And they did.
Yeah,
and
I remember that very much, Paul. Back
I think
in
it took place in Arkansas, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, Arkansas was one of the states. Really, all through the South, they had issues. Alabama with I'm seeing the name, I see the face. He wind up in a wheelchair, but after a while.
George Wallace.
Yes.
Wallace.
Yes,
absolutely. So this is nothing new. That you have a large amount of people that think one way, a large amount of people that think another way, and it took the Supreme Court to make a bold statement, and that is the case, and that is where we are today. And I think we'll over time. I think that those that have any issue, I think they will have less of an issue. And it being that it wasn't exactly like a 50-50 split, I think it was more heavily kind of weighed on the side that people were in favor of accepting gay marriage. Mm-hmm. And so being that is the kind of the trend and the way things are kind of moving, I think that for the Supreme Court to get involved, I think it was a good idea. It puts the issue to rest, whether you approve of it or not personally. That will just have to you'll just have to let that one rest.
Right.
That'll have to you let that one be. But just for the law, for the sake of the law, this is how it is. And I think it's going to actually benefit our country because I think more people get married. It's good for business. I think it creates an industry where there wasn't one before. And again, I think we all can kind of take a step back, take a deep breath, and at the end of the day, does it really affect your life?
In some ways, it can, but I feel that it's really up to the individual business person or person to deal with the particular issue, him or herself.
There to go. And a lot of people think this is a wonderful day in America.
Mm-hmm. PM show on CRN Digital Talk Radio.
You experiencing pain, back pain, shoulder, elbow, or hand pain, pain from a sports injury? If so, schedule a visit with Dr. Michael Sheps, the leading expert in laser therapy for pain management. Call 310-873-4422 or go to drsheps.com. Experience Epic T, the breakthrough laser therapy system that Dr. Sheps developed to make you pain-free in less time. Laser therapy is a non-invasive, safe, and effective in-office procedure that penetrates deep into your skin without damaging the tissue. It perfectly targets areas of pain to promote fast, natural healing. Relax your muscles, ease muscle spasms, joint stiffness, and arthritis pain while increasing blood circulation. For over 25 years, Dr. Sheps has helped Olympic athletes and sports enthusiasts alike get back in the game. Schedule your visit with Dr. Sheps at his Brentwood office in California. Call 310-873-4422 or visit drsheps.com. That's DRSHEPS.com, 310-873-4422. Homeowners, now is the season to be thinking about your roof, because all it takes is one storm to turn a small roof problem into a major leak. If it's time for a new roof, call Sears at 888-465-9720. You can save $500 if you call right now. Sears licensed, fully insured contractors can get your roofing job done right. Just call 888-465-9720. Sears has a variety of shingles and styles that are built for long-lasting performance, and you'll save $500 if you call now. So call Sears for a free home consultation at 888-465-9720. Hurry, offer ends soon. Not available in all areas. Installation provided by Sears authorized licensed contractors. License information available upon request. That's Sears Roofing. Call right now and save $500. Call 888-465-9720. 888-465-9720. Call Sears now and get that roof repaired. Call 888-465-9720.
I am a non-attorney spokesperson. Attention men who've taken Androgel or any other testosterone therapy products. Androgel or other low-T products have been linked to heart attack, stroke, pulmonary embolism, deep vein thrombosis, even death. Scientific studies indicate that the use of testosterone therapy products may double a man's risk of heart attack. If you or a loved one took Androgel or a testosterone therapy product and suffered from a heart attack, stroke, pulmonary embolism, deep vein thrombosis, or any other cardiac event, you might be entitled to financial compensation. You have rights, and you need to let us fight for your rights. And you pay no fees unless we win. So call the tort attorneys right now. 800-557-7921. 800-557-7921. That's 800-557-7921. Cases may be referred to participating law firms in your jurisdiction.
They say life is about choices. So let me introduce you to one of the best choices you can make in life. Grainger Choice. The Grainger Choice product line has just about everything we need to keep this place running. From batteries to V-belts, safety to sump pumps, and with Grainger Choice, we can trust that every product is dependable and cost-effective. When it comes to making life choices, here's a great one. Grainger Choice. Get it? Got it? Good. Call clickgrainger.com/choice or stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
The Doug Stephan Good Day program, early morning radio, and I guess it is radio, although it's radio on TV because this is CRN Digital Talk. You can find out what's going on in the world. We talk about the issues of the day, the events of the day, the people that people are talking about. We have an interesting way of looking at the news and having a little fun with the issues. So if you want to have some fun, learn a few things, and get up on the right side of the world, Doug Stephan's Good Day program, weekday mornings, 2 to 7 a.m. on CRN Digital Talk.
Welcome back, everybody, to the PM Show, Weekend Edition. I'm Paul Stern. That is Tomas. Mike Ford out assignment. Ben and Jerry's kind of chiming in on the gay marriage issue.
Oh, really?
Yeah, with a brand new flavor. And I kind of, when Ben and Jerry's, they get in and they always like to get into the act with the names of their various ice cream.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And this one, I guess, to support the same-sex marriage ruling, they've come up with they revised one of their popular flavors, one of their chocolate chip cookie dough. They've renamed it. to Ido. Ido.
Oh, goodness gracious.
It's kind of like, I guess I get it.
Is the flavor any different?
I bet it's just the same. It's just, they're doing it to let everybody know that they're kind of up to date and on board with the changes of the country. It's kind of interesting, but it's kind of, to me, I think it's kind of kooky. Kooky.
Lend me your comb. No, I don't know. I don't know what to say about this particular thing with Ben and Jerry. All I see is the fact they're trying to make some money by hook or by crook.
No, there to go. Okay. I'm not going to argue with you on that one. They're definitely doing it. They're getting publicity. We're talking about it.
Yeah, that's it.
Just did a free commercial for them.
Yeah, we did.
We did. We certainly did. No doubt about it.
You know, I wanted to mention on a little different news. Comedy Central is going to stream every episode of The Daily Show because I guess Comedy Central is wishing John Voyage to Jon Stewart as he prepares to leave The Daily Show behind. And to celebrate his 16-year tenure as the network is going to stream every single episode, more than 2,000 episodes in total in a row, according to Variety. And the network is calling the event they're calling Your Month of Zen. Boy, I tell you, they come up with more crazy names.
Wouldn't they be a little bit dated? The Jon Stewart Daily Show?
Well, it was hosted, let's see here. I know that Craig Kilburn hosted it from 96 to 99, and then Stewart took over January of 1999. So, yes, it might be somewhat dated.
I guess if you're a fan, I guess it doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm. And the Super Marathon is supposed to end on August 6th to coincide with Stewart's final broadcast. Seems like everybody's sort of moving around. I mean, ever
shuffle and play musical chairs.
Yeah, ever since
started with Johnny Carson.
Yeah, with Johnny. And I'm thinking about recently with oh goodness, I'm losing my mind today. You know, the one for Tonight Show that left, and he's doing a show for the one of the NBC cable networks. That is crazy. It just came to mind. And
Conan O'Brien? Who are you talking about?
Not Conan. The Carnot.
Jay Leno.
Yes.
Oh, okay, there you go. Yeah.
You know, I mean, he's doing a show now on one of the NBC cable networks about his love of cars.
Is it that Jay Leno's Garage? Is it something like that?
Yes. And I know he's been on Velocity, which is a network owned by Discovery Channel, that he was a guest host. Not a host. He was a guest to examine one of the projects that one of the restoration garages was doing.
From what I understand, Jay Leno has quite a car collection.
Oh, he does. Yeah. And matter of fact, he has a staff, I think, about 3 or 4 different people that helps him out as far as, restoration to repair to even auctioning off. Because some of these cars, man, they command, like some Ferrari I noticed commanded over $1.5 million at auction. Can you believe that?
Well, it's kind of hokey, but at some point, doesn't having like a car collection, like too many cars, become kind of boring? I mean, you can't really give each car the attention that you would really kind of want to kind of give the car. So you kind of have it, but at some point you don't really it becomes kind of like a waste.
Oh, I don't know. You're sounding like cars are like humans in a sense. I mean, I don't know. I mean, there's some people who love to collect various forms of property. I know people that have, various homes or pieces of land, certain parts of the country, and that's their investment. Other people invest in games. Others, more of the ladies, invest in older Barbies. So some go with cars.
Okay.
Even there's some ladies that love their cars. And along with their husbands, they come together and they have this collection. So it's amazing. But
Jay Leno does have a very big collection. I understand he has like an airport, like an airplane hangar where he stores the cars.
Yeah, he's not the only one. I mean, there's people that have big garages on their estates that have almost as many cars, if not more, than Jay does.
Is that right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Very interesting. Talk about interesting. I was talking with Courtney Cadert, our executive producer here before the program. We're about a week away from the Nathan's, Nathan's famous Coney Island hot dog eating contest.
Oh, yeah.
And it's a big deal. It's kind of like an attraction. It takes place New York, of course, Coney Island at the Nathan's hot dog, where they get these competitive eaters and they have a hot dog eating contest.
I wonder what cable channel is going to carry that one.
In the past, it's been on like ESPN or ESPN2, if I'm not mistaken. And it's very popular. It does very well in the ratings. It always gets a big tune-in, and they even repeat it throughout the day.
Oh, I believe that.
It's very interesting. The one guy who I think is always the odds-on favorite, at least he's been for quite some time, a gentleman named Joey Chestnut.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I'm familiar with Joey Chestnut.
Yeah, Joey Chestnut is probably, when it comes to the competitive eating circuit, he's considered to be kind of like the number one contender.
He's the man.
He's the one to beat.
That's right. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. If you want to beat the man, you got to beat the man. And the man you got to beat is a guy named Chestnut.
This is the weekend edition of the PM show with, of course, Paul Stern. Michael Horn is on assignment. Tomas humbly saying that this is CRN Digital Talk Radio.
Welcome to Staples. How can I help you?
Hey, Staples guy, how do I know I'm getting the best price on this laptop?
Staples will match our competitors' prices, even if you find it online.
What about this tablet?
Price match guarantee.
And the smartphone?
Yep.
What about these ink cartridges, my chances of winning the lottery, and toner?
Guaranteed, no way guaranteed, guaranteed.
Make on budget happen, make best prices happen. Staples, make more happen. This week at Staples, save up to $170 on all HP inkjet printers.
Offer ends 6/13/15 in store and online while supplies last. Price match good at checkout for items from retailers operating online in retail stores or products sold and shipped by Amazon. See storestaples.com for details.
At Kubota, value means getting more than you expected for less than you thought. Like the L2501 DT compact tractor. Now with financing as low as 0% APR for up to 5 years and factory rebates, you can do more for less. That's value. That's Kubota. 0 down, 0% APR financing for terms up to 60 months on select equipment now through June 30th, 2015. Financing through Kubota Credit Corporation USA. Subject to credit approval. Other exceptions may apply. For more information, call toll-free 1-888-465-8268. For more information or to find a participating dealer, visit Kubota.com.
I'm a carbon fiber 29er full suspension mountain bike. My owner and I are attached to the hip, literally. We were, until the apartment got robbed while he was at his vinyasa yoga class. And the burglar used me to make his getaway. My owner's gonna be uber bummed when he realizes I'm gone. I guess he'll have to find another way to get his daily dose of adrenaline. Maybe he can take up urban beekeeping.
Your stuff can't protect itself. That's why the Geico Insurance Agency helps make it easy to switch and save on renter's insurance. Renter's insurance will cover personal property loss or damage as well as provide liability protection. Visit geico.com today.
Homeowners, there's never been a more affordable time to help protect your home and loved ones. You can now get a $100 Visa card from Protect Your Home, your authorized ADT dealer, with the installation of a new ADT monitored system. Call Protect Your Home today at 1-866-669-8954. That's 1-866-669-8954. Call now. 36-month monitoring contract required. General terms and conditions apply. Visit protectyourhome.com/terms.
Welcome back, everybody, to the PM Show Weekend Edition. I'm Paul Stern. That is Tomas. Michael Horn out of assignment. He'll be back with us. He'll be back with us on Monday.
I'm sure he will be.
Sure he will. Couldn't help but notice in the news, 6 years after the passing of Michael Jackson, his estate has generated $2 billion. So if anybody out there thought that Jackson was out of money and that was going to leave anybody penniless, think again. Looks like the estate's doing well.
It is, surprisingly. And I know that this story was covered earlier on Chuck Wilder's Talkback program. And he was mentioning about possible taxes that, would be taken, from this amount by the government.
Oh, sure.
But, I was saying, well, usually this money goes into an estate and it can't be touched.
Oh.
I don't know how true that is, but I don't think the government is going to get as much money as some people think they're going to.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And another thing, too, I know that the kids are going to be getting several $1 million out of this. It will automatically funnel to their trust. That I think they're each worth about now $10 to $12 million per child.
Oh my. A lot of money. And of course, Michael Jackson, when you talk about the catalog that he left behind, I mean, it's not hard to imagine the kind of revenue that it would produce.
Oh, no, not at all. I mean, just like some people like Elvis, I think, first of all, and Michael and Frank Sinatra, he left a tremendous catalog of great music.
Of course, yeah, no doubt about it. And, of course, had he lived even longer, he could have probably created quite a bit more.
Oh, I'm sure he would have.
Yeah, I think it's kind of sad to say that I think at the end of his life, Michael Jackson didn't look at himself as kind of the figure that he was. He kind of, for whatever reason, didn't consider himself the success or the creative force that he felt he should be.
I think the way he was raised with a lot of humility, that you don't think of yourself as important, and that's one of the things I think all of us have to learn if we get in a position of power or affluence. It isn't about that. It's about your heart and what you do as far as yourself, your conduct, and the example that you leave to your kids and other relatives.
Yeah, like the people, the public, for whatever reason, for whatever it's worth, always said that he should recreate his Thriller success, when probably all along the way he's going, I'm creating, I'm doing the best that I can. This is good stuff, but no, but people weren't accepting it, and now they look back at it and they're going, it really wasn't that bad.
No, it really wasn't, and I think that Michael, he just had this work ethic that was instilled in him from his father. That you don't look back or you don't sit down, so to speak. You keep moving, you keep going, and you keep doing what you have to do to please the people.
I note that they recently put his estate, the Neverland Ranch. They put that one on the market, but they haven't gotten a lot of takers for whatever reason. You would think that somebody would say, I got to have this piece of property that Michael Jackson once owned, but no, people haven't.
No, I think people aren't. If it was somewhere else or it was owned by someone else, then it maybe, but that's in an area where, I don't know, people are a little shy to get involved with, and considering the nature of who owned it before.
Quite interesting. I don't know if I had the money to buy it if I'd want Michael Jackson's former home, to be perfectly honest.
I don't think so.
Some people even said that it's haunted. I don't know if that's true, but people have said that.
People will say anything just to get some kind of, shall we say, credit for themselves or some 15 minutes of notoriety. I don't know. We have an interesting story here. We've heard about the confrontation that P. Diddy had.
What happened? Something at UCLA or something?
Yeah.
With this kid?
It's something that he wind up getting into an altercation with some people. But Diddy, according to this story, Diddy may have caught a huge break from a chiropractor who just came forward with a stunning allegation against UCLA coach Sal Alassi, claiming Alassi is prone to fistfights and even had one with a New York Jets superstar. TMZ Sports have obtained a letter from a female chiropractor sent to Jets brass in 2010, raising serious concerns about strength and conditioning coach Alassi. According to the chiropractor, Alassi got in a fist fight with Pro Bowl cornerback Darrell Revis. Oh. The doctor added Alassi has a pattern of abusive behavior, and the Jets needed to get him under control. I don't want to read any more of this.
Wasn't he once not P. Diddy, but what is it?
Sean Combs, originally.
Puff Daddy.
Puff Daddy. Yeah. But it seems, from just reading the story, it seems that for whatever reason, Sal had a bigger ego than Diddy. This is the PM Show Weekend Edition with Paul Stern and Tomas on CRN Digital Talk Radio.
Located in the heart of Maui's premier resort, Kaanapali Beach Hotel is officially recognized as Hawaii's most Hawaiian hotel and the #1 best value in Hawaii. With a range of accommodations and affordable dining options, this is the ideal setting to turn Hawaiian dreams into lifelong memories. Live Hawaiian entertainment every evening, free year-round children's programs, weekly arts and crafts fairs, welcome breakfast, and departure kukui lei ceremonies add to the value. Swim in the whale-shaped pool, indulge in the fabulous spa and hotel salon. Enjoy Hawaiian hospitality at its best at the Kaanapali Beach Hotel. Call 800-262-8450 or go to kvhmaui.com. That's kvhmaui.com. Aloha.
Kaanapali Beach Hotel, Maui's Hawaiian Hotel.
Some people just can't get rid of things. They're so sentimental, they can't part with something they don't look at or use. Professional organizer Nicole Anzia.
Many times if you can find a better home for something, so for instance, if people find that there's a better use for something and they could give it to their family member, friend who might enjoy it, then they feel better about giving it away. But sometimes they need to hear that from the person who they're not in a relationship with.
Or that friend or professional can help find a place that wants the object. For example, my husband has been holding on to an old wooden wagon. No one in his family wants it. But the local historical society may be interested. It was made 150 years ago. He can offer it as a long-term loan. The book, America's Most Unusual Museums, may help you decide where to donate something special. Nicole Anzia's website is neatnik.org. That's neat, N-I-K.org. I'm Aileen Ellis, and that's Primetime Focus, brought to you by AARP.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control of your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problem now by calling the experts at U.S. Tax Shield and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, so call now. 800-351-8614. That's 800-351-8614. U.S. Tax Shield. 800-351-8614.
Welcome back, everybody, to the PM Show. Boy, this is the final segment of our weekend edition.
Boy, this has gone by real quick.
Blown by, and I think it wouldn't be a weekend edition if we didn't touch on something that we probably wish we didn't have to touch on. But we'll touch on it just for the sole purpose. It was included as one of the stories that our executive producer Courtney Cadera has given us. So
thank you, Courtney.
So based on that and that alone, I will go ahead and report that Bristol Palin has made the announcement of her second pregnancy. And I think we all want to congratulate her on this gift that has come to the family, and we hope everything goes as planned. But from all appearances, at least so far as the report goes, it doesn't appear that this pregnancy was planned. And she's actually apologized, I think, to her family for, I guess, being something of a disappointment. Which, I've never been a huge, if you will, supporter of Sarah Palin.
Right.
Bristol Palin's mother, who's in politics, of course. But I kind of feel sorry for young Bristol Palin because I've never heard of somebody in this type of position look upon it as being something of a disappointment and feeling ashamed, which that's not a positive direction for young Bristol Palin to go.
No, I think she should have learned from the first lesson and, take care of herself and her child first and, get yourself established and then find yourself a gentleman. And I really emphasize gentleman that she could look up to and that could lead her in the right direction throughout life. And I think that's one of the things that is a problem with today's society. I mean, we all like to have fun, but you got to sort of learn at a certain point in your life, you got to learn to grow up.
Well, she has a 7-year-old already named Tripp,
right.
With her ex-husband or just ex-boyfriend. I'm not exactly sure, to be perfectly honest. Levi Johnson.
I don't think they were married. I think they were boyfriend, girlfriend, maybe fiance at a certain point. I don't remember them being married. I mean, they could have been for a brief moment.
Didn't Levi Johnson go on to do something that was something of an embarrassment to the Palin family and that they kind of disassociated themselves from him?
Yes, I sort of remember that incident, but I don't remember the details.
I can't recall what act he did, but it was something that I think that kind of raised the eyebrows.
Oh, yeah. I think he just responded to something.
Some kind of modeling or something?
Really? Anything is possible. Again.
Anybody know?
I don't understand people wanting this 15 minutes of fame and they're willing to do anything and everything because in the long run, it's going to haunt you down the road.
Well, if you've kind of wondered, and I imagine some people have, Sarah Palin has yet to comment on her daughter's news.
I think she wants to keep her mouth shut and let it pass. I'm sure she's had several words to her daughter about things, I'm sure.
Hey, for Tomas, for Michael Horn, who's on assignment, this is Paul Stern. Thank you, Courtney Cadera, for putting this all together.
Thank you, Courtney.
Wishing everybody a great weekend and enjoy. Because, in less than a week, it'll be the 4th of July. And that'll give us something very spectacular to talk about, our nation's birth.
Indeed.
Hey, we'll see you that time. We'll do it again soon.
Adios.
CRN Digital Talk Radio prides itself on being the station of every situation. Of course, you can always listen live through your local cable TV provider, as well as on our website at crntalk.com. But if cutting-edge technology is more your style, you'll be happy to know that CRN is now available on Wi-Fi radio. Simply log on to Reciva.com. That's RECIVA.com and look for CRN. You can access all of our great shows and listen live anywhere in the world. Be part of your favorite shows and get the full CRN listening experience you would have with any traditional radio, podcast, or a live stream from our website. For more information on where or how to listen, and for a full list of our programming, log on to crntalk.com and create your own listening experience today.
The radio channels. The radio channels. CRN.
Well, that's RN News. I'm Wally Hines in Washington. Richard Madd, one of the two convicted murderers who's escaped from an upstate New York prison 3 weeks ago, has been shot and killed in a gun battle with law enforcement officers near the Canadian border. The other, David Sweat, is on the run. New York's Senator Charles Schumer says he's been told Matt was fatally shot by a Border Patrol agent. Authorities are now trucking in floodlights near a heavily wooded area where Sweat is believed to be hiding, not far from where Matt was killed. So-called same-sex marriage is now the law of the land, but Texas pastor Rick Scarborough says this isn't the end of his fight.
We haven't given up. We're not going to stop fighting for what's right. We're going to try to find God-fearing men and women who will run for elective office, who will stand